I don't know if you've seen the budget proposal and you've seen what is being budgeted for sports, and a lot of people out there feel it's not good enough. If you're trying to take sports to the next level, you want to really make it flourish, the investments has to be huge. I mean, there's no running away from it, right? If that's not the case, then how do we expect these guys, these athletes, to go to the major competitions, to do wonders? That's basically what we're expecting from them when they're not getting the rights and the necessary supports. Well, in Nigeria, we always, the thing is, the talent is there to exploit. But there's only so far talent can take you. Well, but at the very high stage. That's the thing. If you don't train, that's why I think, as much as I want to be sympathetic to the athletes we have now, I think we should rather invest on young people. They're the ones you can actually, because there's only so much you can teach someone who's already been in the sport for 15 years. You know, if you can, we can go back to grassroots sports. And when I say grassroots sports, I don't mean go to the streets and host a five-a-side. No, I mean going back to school, introducing sports as part of the educational system. You know, that's where we will start. Where people, my father he would talk about how they go to the fields to play, this person is running and stuff like that. But we don't have that anymore because our school systems are cramped into, you know, 3-bedroom apartments and stuff like that. So for me, I think that's where to start. If we want to have athletes who will compete at the high level again, because we will definitely have, you know, those of them who are just floating around here and there, we're not so good, and then we're not bad, just decent athletes, because probably it all boils down to their hard work. But if you don't expose them to the technology of sports, there's only so much they can do.
Well, let me ask you this question before we leave this particular topic. Is that the reason why most of this federation actually, you know, embrace foreign athletes who decided to, you know, switch allegiance and come, you know, represent Nigeria? Is that the reason why there's so much about that? Because you really can't have athletes right from here that will excel at the highest level.
I'll keep repeating it. How many Nigerian sportsmen or women had the same coach for, say, 12 years? Or not even the same coach, the same, you know, teaching. We don't teach the same thing. When you go to the US, the same manual they used to teach in Philadelphia is what they used to teach in LA. That's why when they come out there, the same. We go to German football, they teach exactly the same thing in their underage football. But this coach comes with his own idea. So when a foreign athlete or a foreign footballer who you know that he's had basic ground training on a particular field, you don't have an option but to grab them, because one, the ability for you to interpret the instruction of your manager or your coach is what makes you a great athlete. And if you've had like 13 voices already in your head in your 15-year career, it's only so much that you start complicating the instructions you're giving with what you already know. So that's the problem. That's why they embrace foreign footballers, foreign athletes. When they come back, you know, we embrace them with open arms, because developed already. Yes, they're already developed. All you have to do is listen. See the girls, the basketball ladies. Right. They could, most of them could easily interpret the instructions of the manager, because of the ground training that they have gotten. And until, like I say, forget about those we have now. It's a little bit insensitive, but if we can invest what we have on our budget on grassroots sports, genuine grassroots sports, you know, have the educational system inculcate sport as part of our education, then maybe there will be future in sports for Nigeria. And of course, getting into marketing and the business of sports, technology of sports, because it's gone beyond being able to be, being able to be athletic, to, you know, knowing how to move, when to move, and why you're moving. There's so much technicality. Don't forget the science as well too. Science, which brings to the coaches how enlightened are they? Because if you don't know the new rules, because new rules are coming up every day. If you don't know what the new rules are, you keep teaching the old one, just like we have, you know, in most of our circles. Okay. I mean, before we just go on a break, 36 medals the last time around. I mean, which are the sports that, I mean, as it is right now, would say can get Nigeria medals? Right now, we're not talking of in 2 months' time. Right now, probably wrestling. Because because they are the ones who they do exploit everywhere they go. I think at Taekwondo in the last 6 months they've actually put up a lot of competitions together, and I think maybe with a little bit help here and there they could put it right.
Well, majorly
Athletics?
Yes. Come on.
Okay.
When did we have? I mean, when last did we have
gold?
I mean,
come on.
Let's look at Brume and the likes and all that. The last one, they were outstanding. 11 gold medals, right?
That's what we keep doing. We say
11 gold medals.
We say Brume or Kagbare, and then we say the likes of all that, because there are no other names to actually mention. Exactly.
Okay.
So
I get your point. But we had 11 gold medals, 11 silver, and about 14 bronze medals. So in all, we can pick from different athletes, different federations, maybe 1, 2, 3 here
but
and there, and get up to 50.
Before we leave this, now, next year is African University Games.
Yes.
Now, we know that this year was Nigeria World University Games, and they couldn't even go. When they went, it was like 6 days into the competition. Now, what are they doing to make sure that these athletes that are coming out from the university system are getting the relevant training? Do they actually go to compete? If we don't compete against these young people, against each other, like the young ones, if they don't compete against themselves to measure their capability with the African fellows, then how are they supposed to get better?
Okay, I think what you're thinking right now, Rhoda, what you're saying is, since the school sports system, if we can't really harness it at the grassroots level, we can also take advantage of the university.
It's already established. Most universities have, good sporting facilities, some of them. So if we can just take advantage, start from there, come on.
All right.